This is a story about a guy named Joe Pelletier. I met Joe in 1971. Joe Pelletier originated in O Town, and later on he went to work in Bangor at a shoe factory. He was a guy that knew way more people than average. Some people have a lot of friends, some people kind of keep to themselves, but I think Joe was a leader in how many friends he had and how many people he knew. Picture this. He's working in this shoe factory, and he's on his noon hour, and the foreman comes down by, and Joe says to him, "Did you see what's on the front page of the Bangor Daily News today?" Foreman says, "No." "Arnold Palmer wins the Cup Open." "Well, sure, yeah. So what?" "Well, he's my best friend." Foreman says, "You're working here in this shoe factory in Bangor, and your best friend is Arnold Palmer?" "Yeah." "I don't believe you, Joe." So they place a bet on it, and they go to California, and they go up to Arnold Palmer's door, knock on it. Arnold Palmer opens the door up and says, "Oh my God, Joe Pelletier, come in." Well, the foreman is stunned, hearing that. And then Arnold Palmer says to Joe, "You know, some of the pointers that you give me in playing golf is the reason that I was so successful. I want to thank you again for everything you've done for me." Well, the foreman he doesn't know what to say. A week later, Joe Pelletier's on his noon hour, reading the Bangor Daily, and down comes the foreman, and Joe says to him, "Do you see what's on the front page of the Bangor Daily News today?" "No." "President Eisenhower recovers from operation." "Okay." "Well, he's my best friend." "Listen, Joe, I think that you're saying that because you did prove that you knew Arnold Palmer. And I think now you think that anything you tell me, I'm going to believe. But I don't believe that you know the President of the United States personally." So they place another bet on it. They fly to Washington, D.C., and they go into the Walter Reed Hospital. And as they're going down the hallway, there is quite a few guards around the door. Joe Pelletier walks up to the guards, and they say, "Tell President Eisenhower that Joe Pelletier is here to see him." Just as he says that, President Eisenhower hollers, "Is that Joe Pelletier? Send him in right now." Well, the foreman stands there and he watches Joe Pelletier go in and sit down on the bed and start talking to President Dwight Eisenhower. And the president says to Joe, "I still remember the day you saved my life. I thank you so much. You're a dear friend." Well, the foreman, he can't believe this. A week goes by. Joe Pelletier's on his noon hour. Foreman comes down. Joe Pelletier says, "Did you see what's on the front of the Bangor Daily today?" "No." "The Pope changes the law at the Vatican." "Oh, don't tell me, Joe, that you know the Pope." "Oh, he baptized me personally. We're very, very good friends." "Oh, listen, this one is beyond reach for me. I cannot believe that you know the Pope." So they go to the Vatican with another bet, and they're taken into this. They open the doors up, and they're taken into this courtyard, and the place inside is absolutely beautiful. The floor is done in a marble, slate, that glistens. Oh, it's just so shiny and beautiful in there. And they even have a peasant on his hands and knees in there with a toothbrush uh, cleaning the floor to keep it shiny. That's how immaculate it is. So Joe Pelletier says to the foreman, well, I'm going up on that balcony. I'll come out on that balcony up there with the Pope, and I'm going to point down to you, and I'm going to have the Pope wave to you. So the foreman stands there for a minute. The foreman looks up, and out on the balcony comes the Pope. He's got the staff in his hand, and he's wearing that white hat. And the foreman can't believe it. The foreman reaches down and he grabs the peasant and he shakes him and he says, look up there on that balcony. Do you know who that is? The peasant says, I don't know who that idiot is with the staff and that white hat, but the guy beside him's Joe Pelletier.